You already know how difficult it is to cope and deal with a narcissist, especially when you cannot cut them off or leave them fully. People say you should grey rock, which means give no emotion to the narcissist, but is it that easy? It's not that practical. Or they say you should use JADE technique. JADE stands for do not justify, do not argue or defend yourself, and do not explain. The narcissist does not give you enough room, though, to do all of this. Yes, it's helpful, but not that practical. You already know how difficult it is to deal and cope with the narcissist when you cannot leave them, when you cannot go no contact. People say, oh, you should grey rock, which simply means you should not give them any emotional responses and you should be as boring as a grey rock. But that is not applicable in all situations, since narcissists are master manipulators. They know how to get emotional responses from you, how to create them. Alternatively, it's also suggested to use JADE. JADE is an acronym that stands for do not justify yourself, do not argue, do not defend or explain. But still the narcissist does not give you enough room to do all of this easily. So here is an alternative approach. I call it stone strategy. Let's talk about that in today's episode. Before I get started with describing the whole approach to you, I would like you to know that I have created a program on how to master co-parenting with a narcissist. This program will teach you how to see them for who they are, how to fight them the most strategic way, and how to nurture your children properly so that they do not get traumatized by the narcissist's behavior. If you want instant access to this course, click the I button above or the link in description. STONE is a powerful acronym for stand tall, offer nothing, navigate elsewhere. The third part is the most important one, so stay until the very end so that you don't miss it. Number one, stand tall. When I say stand tall, I am inviting you to step into your power. If you're an empath, unleash that power in you that you hold within yourself at your core. I'm not saying that in a narcissistic way. I'm not saying that you should become controlling, authoritative, none of that. I want you to step into your power by recognizing that you are worthy of love, you are worthy of respect. Know who you are, truly know yourself, inside out, your values, your moral code, how you operate in this world. Understand that you're precious and acknowledge it. Fully accept yourself so that the narcissist, this person who has no self whatsoever, is anti-self, cannot come in to tell you otherwise or to shatter your reality. Standing tall is all about maintaining a posture of self-assuredness, physically, psychologically, and emotionally. Just broaden your shoulders, not in an intimidating way. You're just keeping your chest open, body relaxed, and sending this message across that I am not afraid of you. I am not afraid of your games. You may say all the BS that you want to, but you will not be able to belittle me because I know who I am, what I stand for, what I have done, and how much I have given you. I know that my reality is my truth. You cannot fabricate that anymore. I'm not falling for your crap. I know that I loved you. I gave you everything that I had and you kept using me. Now I will never ever let you do that again. And what is my first step? I won't take you seriously. Standing tall means not letting their words or the things, the narratives they create impact who you are, how you behave, and what your actions mean. For example, if you're trying to co-parent with them, they will most definitely counter-parent. And then they will try to project an image of yours that will show, oh, she or he is a bad mother, a bad father. Oh, you are spoiling your children. Oh, this and oh, that. Do not take it personally. How not to take it personally? By documenting everything. You should have a lot to show because they have a lot to say. And how can you do that? You take the child to the doctor's appointment, record it, document it, maybe get a testimony. Why so? Because then you know they're not doing anything at all. They are putting in zero efforts. But tomorrow in the court system, they'll say, oh, I did everything. If you have a lot to show, they won't have anything to say. Standing tall also means having the upper hand, not in a narcissistic way, but being declarative. The narcissist will always try to dictate what happens next. They will tell you how you're supposed to behave. They'll try to micromanage and micro-control situations. You can counter that by being declarative, especially in your communication with them. Don't ask them, tell them what you're going to do and leave it on them, because you have to make it about the children, let's say in the case of co-parenting, or you have to make it about something they care about or pretend to care about, and then tell them that is going to happen. If they don't follow it, it is going to impact their image, and that is going to backfire on them. But the key to understand here is be declarative. Always try to have the upper hand one way or the other. Second part, offer nothing at all. This is grey rocking in action. You need to know narcissists are predatory parasites. You are their host and they need fuel from you. They need to punish you in one way or the other. That's why they create chaos, trauma, and drama. They have to make you feel something so that they can feel in power or they can feel in control of their own life. But to starve them, you have to offer them nothing at all. Just remember that. No attention, no adulation, no admiration, no validation whatsoever. Talk about what is important to talk about and diffuse any situation by stepping out. Don't indulge. The narcissist should not be able to tell from your body language what's going on in your mind, because they constantly need to know what is happening, what are you thinking, what you are about to do, how are you doing emotionally, so that they can strategize, so that they can say something to make it even more worse. That is the reason why they struggle with and abuse a lot more autistic individuals, because it's difficult for them to know what's happening. It drives them crazy because they are not able to study and understand the autistic individual's psyche, since they are neurodivergent, and that is the narcissist's biggest nightmare. You have to be unpredictable. A narcissist should not be able to know what your steps would be unless you are designing the environment. In that case, you will offer something, which is the second aspect of the same part. You offer something as a little bit of supply when you know that giving something, or by consciously fawning, you are going to get back the desired behavior. For example, if you are living with a narcissist who is crazy about having power over you or bringing you down, you are their opponent. So what do you do in that case? You try to know, what do they want to happen to you? If they want you to be struggling and suffering, pretend to be struggling and suffering, even when you're not, so that will give them a little bit of satisfaction. This is conscious fawning, and they leave you alone. There is a trade that happens. There is a transaction. Know what you are dealing with. What do they want? Predict it. Design the environment. Shape your behavior accordingly, and know what the transaction is going to look like. But always calculate your risks. The third part is the most important. Navigate somewhere else. The narcissist isolates you, and through that isolation, they're able to exert maximum control. Once you successfully apply the other two parts, do yourself a favor by finding a group that gives you a sense of belonging. Why? Because you are a human being. You have a genuine need of having good people in your life. You cannot be happy if you do not have anybody. We can't flourish in isolation. That is a wrong concept. I mean, people say, oh, depend on yourself, you are enough. You are enough, but no, we are not. We haven't evolved in this way. We are designed to flourish when we are with others and we feel safe with them. So ask yourself, how will you replace the relationship that you never had with the narcissist? How about bringing your hobbies back to life? How about doing activities and things you were not able to do earlier, or the narcissist stopped you from doing them? As you're creating your separate life and separate world, you have to know who you are. And as you know who you are, you have to see where you can flourish, as I was saying. So let's say you go golfing. Now, maybe find a group of people who are nice, who play golf with you but are not narcissists. If you like quilting, go find your group. You will need some source of support that gives you a sense of belonging and reduces dependency of any kind on the narcissist. If you don't find anything else, maybe become a part of online communities of survivors like you. In fact, I'm launching a membership that will give you, all the tools you require to feel a part of a bigger community and will help you to feel less alone. Navigating elsewhere would also mean completely change your routine and make it opposite to what the narcissist's routine is. If you're living in the same house, let's say, temporarily, eat at different times, sleep in a different room, or have timings different, raise your children, if you're co-parenting with them, in a different way. Be the dual parent. Be the parent the narcissist can never be. Navigate stuff with them, their emotions with them. Teach them how to process that stuff. Empower them to take a stand for themselves. Help them see the reality for what it is. That is what it means to navigate elsewhere. Divert your focus as much as you can and make sure you do not make this narcissist a major part of your life. Reduce them in your head as well as in other ways. Don't respond all the time. Don't be there all the time. Focus on yourself and only give them a small bit here and there sporadically whenever possible, or set a time slot so that you create some kind of expectancy for them, so that they know you won't be available at other times, and this is the only way to get something from you. That was it for today's episode. I hope you liked it, and let me know, how does this strategy sound to you? Do you think it will work in your case? And if you could add something, what would that be? Drop your answers in the comments below and I'll talk with you in the next one. Until then, as always, let the healing begin and continue.